It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. And there we go. We get right into it. I think there may have been a pause there, but I think I got this better. So, welcome everyone here to the Public Access Podcast, the podcast here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. I'm your host, Rusty. Find me at rustydiamond.net. Check out my books or other stuff of that nature. Whatever you want to do. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And it's time for me to bring on my special guest. And my special guest is right here and right now. And my special guest is Steve Braithwaite. Steve, thank you for being
Hi, Rusty.
here. Hi, Steve.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure as well. It's like I'm at Chick-fil-A here. They have to say that, or you get free something. You get a free something. You get a free meal if they don't say my pleasure. It's kind of
really
interesting. But anyway, this isn't the Chick-fil-A podcast. So I have not spoke to you before, just a tiny bit here. So I'm really just meeting you right now. So what my first question for you is, for the interviews you've done, for everything you've done with this car, what has been the most interesting question you've gotten?
The most interesting question. Oh gosh, I'd have to give that some thought. I actually posted something on the Big Banana Car Facebook page recently, asking people for all their FAQs, their what frequently asked questions that I could add to the bigbananacar.com website. Most common questions are, how fast does it go, which is 85 miles an hour, and I guess that was the speed I was doing. I always hasten to add that was in Texas, where the speed limit was 80, so I was only doing 5 over, and I was still the slowest on the road. But I think I was doing 85. The only reason I'm not sure is that afterwards, a few weeks later, I realized that my Speedo, the Big Banana Car, used to be a Ford pickup truck, and the Speedo only goes up to 85. So who knows? But anyway,
Yeah.
another common question is, how long did it take to build? Working mostly just on Sundays and occasional weeknights, it was 2.5 years.
What happened?
Go on.
Sorry, what happened between that time, like during the week, and when you weren't building? What were you thinking about? How did that go?
I was working. I was making money to build the Big Banana Car. Well, I tell you what I did. As far as thinking goes, as far as sort of figuring out how to actually go about building a Big Banana Car, I used the technique that we've all used, but most of us don't realize it. And that is, right before I would go to bed, I would go out into the workshop and I would look at a problem that I had, like where a particular bracket that I needed to make, and I would study it from every angle. Then I'd go to bed, and I would almost always wake up in the morning with the answer. And that, you've done that. We've all done that. You can actually harness it and focus it.
That's really smart, and it's so important what you go to bed to, what you're taking in before you go to bed.
It's crucial. Yeah.
Wow. You just blew my mind. Like I'm second guessing everything about my life right now.
So a little side Banana Car story. I couch surf. I give rides in the Big Banana Car. People pay whatever they want to pay, and that affords me enough money to pay for my food, fuel, and minor Banana Car repairs, but not hotels. So I couch surf. I stay with friends of friends, or often people I don't know. I meet them for the first time. They just follow the Big Banana Car on Facebook, and they've sent me a message at some point. If you're ever in such and such, we'll host you. Well, I was couch surfing in Panama City, Florida, and my couch surfing host had a neighbor come over, and we started chatting. And he told me something, Rusty, that caused me to spend a 2-year deep dive into quantum physics. He told me about the double slit experiment, and I had no idea what that was, other than it's a scientific experiment that's been reproduced all over the world by many different scientists, many different teams, and the results make no sense. it proves that our world is not at all what we think it is, not by a long shot. So I would encourage people to look up the double slit experiment and have your mind blown.
Okay. I was just having a conversation with my friend here, and we were talking about kind of similar stuff with, uh, the simulation of everything, and yeah, I mean,
Pantheism, panpsychism, idealism. This is all stuff that I've learned in the last 2 years, simply after this one person, Ben, told me about the double slit experiment. But
after
yeah,
a person that followed you on Facebook invited you over and said you can stay here
right.
when you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
for couch surfing, and he just told you this, and so I mean, was he in itself part of uh, that
Oh,
whole?
yeah, very likely. I mean, as I drive the banana car, I would see crazy synchronicities. And again, that's something that happens to all of us. And I've always chalked it up to just coincidence. But friends noticed it more in me than usual. And so I started to pay attention and I realized it's not coincidences, it's stuff that just I make happen somehow. And we all do. And so I've started applying it. I was driving the big banana car to um, I forget. I was heading to Macon, Georgia. I was heading to a couch surfing host. Now you can't always guarantee the timeline, but I needed two things on this journey. So I was out of coffee creamer and I was running low on gas. And I wanted to try and find a Dollar General that I knew would sell my coffee creamer next to a gas station. So I could just pull in the banana car, fuel up, and then go to the Dollar General, get my coffee creamer, and carry on my way. So I was really intent on manifesting that. Well, it didn't happen. I got to my couch surfing hosts. I was there for a weekend. I still didn't gas up, and I still needed coffee creamer. When I left there on the Monday, I just stopped at the first gas station and I went in and paid. And as I'm walking back towards the banana car, I stopped dead in my tracks and I turned around and I was at a building. It was one building, but it was split down the middle. The left side was a gas station, the right side was a Dollar General. So it was exactly what I manifested, but the timeline was a little bit out. You
Is that
you'll start to notice that you do it all the time. We all do it all the time.
right? We get what we need.
We do, but we also get what we don't want. It depends where your head is. If your head is not in a good place, if you've got some belief that's deeply rooted, that's what you're gonna manifest, and that might not be a good thing.
So, how much of your head and brain have you gotten to explore deeply? Like, is that a lot of self reflection? Is that doing more
I'm
manifesting, more
right.
brain altering?
I have all sorts of amazing manifesting stories, and I won't get into them because they're boring, at least to anyone other than me. I think they're fascinating. But I'm very, very lucky. It turns out that our programming, our lives are very, very much 90 plus percent are the result of our first 7 years. So our first 7 years, all the programming we received from our parents, siblings, teachers, that pretty much locks in what you believe the world is and your place in it. And if those 7 years aren't very good, you're going to have a hard time getting reprogramming. You can do it, it can be done. It's just something you've got to work at. I was lucky. My first 7 years, I could not have had a better childhood. It was fantastic. And so I think that's the only thing really that makes me any different. I told you my friends, they notice that I manifest things, and uh, I think that's the reason. My first 7 years.
And so then after those 7 years, like, because I think, yeah, I mean, 7 years will get you a lot. Because I usually think four, but I think seven seems better. I feel like at 4 is kind of like where, like, what were you into when you were 4? I guess is my question.
Well, it wasn't banana cars.
Wasn't yeah, I feel like whatever you were doing
I
at
don't know.
4, you should be doing for your
Yeah,
life.
I can't remember. In fact, somebody asked me recently when I decided I wanted to, or had I always wanted to drive a banana car, and I'm like, not at all. No, it never crossed my mind until the end of 2008 when
Yep.
I saw an episode of the British show, the British automotive show, Top Gear, and they had on it the world's fastest garden shed, a fully street legal garden shed, and a street legal couch. And so I'm like, huh, what can I build that's ridiculous? And for a month, everything I looked at, can I turn that into a car? Like I'm looking at my DeWalt drill, can I turn that into a car? I'm looking at a stapler, can I turn that into a car? And then one day I was standing in line in a gas station and there was a bowl of fruit next to me, and on top was a banana that ran pretty straight and just curved at the back. And I've always thought of bananas as that boomerang shape, and that wouldn't work because you wouldn't see the road ahead. But this ran straight, curved at the back. So I picked it up and I'm studying it, thinking, all right, the wheels will go there, the windshield, the bumpers. And I pictured it driving down the road and started laughing. And I thought, if it makes me laugh now, I'm going to build it. And I was so engrossed in this, Rusty, I didn't realize the line ahead of me had cleared. I'm now standing in the middle of the store with people behind me, patiently waiting. Although the lady directly behind me actually tapped me on the shoulder. And they all must have been thinking, watching me staring at a banana, they all must have been thinking, oh my God, has he never seen a banana before? They're everywhere.
And so then with that moment, you were ready to start thinking about that? Was it like a this would work, or this maybe would work, or was it like this is what I'm gonna do?
Oh no, I was committed. In fact, I have a credo. I have a couple of credos. One is words to live by. One is words not to live by. And the words to live by are, it's kind of a YOLO. It's a YOLO thing. The word credo is, this is your life. It's not a rehearsal. So go for it because you're a long time dead. Then the words not to live by are, after all is said and done, there'll be a lot more said than done. And I don't want to be one of those guys. Now we all are to some degree or another. We all talk about things that never happen. But when I decided I wanted to build a huge motorized banana, I wasn't going to be that guy that would just talk about it and it not happen. I was committed. So I really focused on making sure it got built.
Just what was the first part? What was the first part that you got?
The very first thing I had to do, because I knew I wanted it to be a four-seater, so I lined up four just metal outdoor chairs and measured those, and then I was able to figure out the rest of the dimensions. Particularly, I live on a farm. We just got a horse today. Yeah, I'm hoping you
Okay,
heard that.
a new thing there. That was awesome. I don't get to hear a horse many times.
Yeah, no. So, oh, I have friends at yours looking for a workshop. They had a farm with a bunch of outbuildings that weren't being used, so they've given me this enormous barn that's the big banana car workshop, and I'm building other vehicles. But anyway, so I lined up four chairs, measured them. What I needed was the width, and so I knew that I wanted to find a donor vehicle that had a frame width 38 to 42 inches wide. So I then went to junkyards with a tape measure, and I just crawled under all sorts of vehicles, measuring the frame width, and realized that I needed a late 80s, early 90s Ford pickup truck. So I then went in search of one that was a driver, and I bought that, took off all the sheet metal. That left a nice slender frame with everything still attached. I then went to the grocery store, chose the perfect banana that ran straight and just curved at the back, cut it into inch slices. I drew around each one of those slices and numbered them, then projected them full size onto chipboard, cut each one of those out with a jigsaw, and then I slotted them on the Ford F-150 frame, and used those wooden slices as a buck to make the skeleton shape of a banana. And then, as I did more of the skeleton of the banana, the wood all came out. I then covered the entire thing with chicken wire, sprayed it with urethane foam, like you insulate houses with, and then sculpted that to a nice banana shape, and then fiberglassed over the top. Oh, and then spent weeks filling, sanding and filling, sanding and filling. Oh, it just seemed like it never ended. But I kept telling myself as I was sanding, Steve, it's not a Porsche, it's a banana. Bananas aren't perfect. And so eventually I gave up.
So, what was the art before the banana car?
I don't know
What
what
was
that
your
question means.
so like what were you doing? What was your artistic
Oh,
outlet before building a
well,
banana car?
that would have been hot rod cars. When I was 16 years old, I saw the, and I lived in England. I saw the movie American Graffiti, and I had no idea that such cars existed, hot rod cars. So then that was my focus. I loved American hot rod cars, and we formed a club in England called the Rod Squad, and we were building American style hot rods. In fact, we had a club logo that we all got tattooed on our gas pedal leg.
Whoa.
We were pretty serious about it.
Yeah. So do you still keep in touch with them, or are
Oh,
they?
I do. In fact, one of my buddies from the Rod Squad from back when we first met back in the late 70s, he actually came over to England, to America recently. He came to the farm, and I hadn't seen him for 30 years, something like that. And and I live in Michigan. He was going to be flying from Michigan to Dallas. He had another buddy in Dallas. And I just said to him, instead of flying to Dallas, why don't we drive? We'll take my car. And so we drove from Michigan all the way out to the East Coast to North Carolina, and then cross country to Dallas in the big banana car. He
Oh,
got to see a lot of America from the comfort of a huge banana.
and so okay. So what were you doing in the '80s? What was Steve like in the '80s? What were you into?
Well, I met an American girl and got married and emigrated to America in the late 80s. Oh, I tell you what I did in the early 80s. Now, so I came over to America in 1983 for the first time for any period of time. And I came across something that I thought was genius and I'd never heard of it before. And it was pizza delivery. I was helping a buddy paint a house, and he said to me, "Do you fancy pizza for lunch?" And I knew we were going for lunch at noon. He says, "You fancy pizza for lunch?" So I'm like, "Okay, that sounds good." Figuring that come noon we'd put our brushes down and get cleaned up a bit and go to a restaurant. But he said to me, he asked me a strange question. He said, "What do you want on your pizza?" And this was like 11:30. So I'm thinking, what does he care? The waiter's going to ask that when we get to the restaurant. And I didn't say anything. And he suggested pepperoni. I'm like, okay. He says sausage. I'm like, all right. I never thought anything about it. Half an hour later, the doorbell rings. There's a man standing there with our pizza. I was gobsmacked. I'm like, let me get this straight. You phoned someone, they made a pizza and brought it directly to the house, and then you pay them. I'd never heard of such a thing. So in 1984, I opened in England, because I went back to England at this point. I opened what I believe to be the very first pizza delivery restaurant in England. My middle name is Harry. I called it Harry's Pizza Factory. And one of my customers was Sir Richard Branson. I opened this in Kidlington, north of Oxford. And Richard Branson, if you know Richard Branson from Virgin Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Records,
Yeah.
that's where he lived. So quite often on a Friday night, I'd be in his kitchen and he'd write me out a check for the pizza on it from his Virgin Records checkbook. So I kind of got to know him from delivering pizzas.
And so, okay, delivering pizzas. So I'm working on some stuff. I delivered pizzas for a while. So I have some pizza delivery questions.
Okay. I'm not an
So,
expert on pizza delivery anymore, but go
uh,
on.
well, what was the most interesting way someone answered the door?
um, well, so it was such a new thing in England that people weren't really sure it was real. So they would actually call up and say, "So let me get. I don't pay until you come here, till you arrive." And I don't think they actually believed it until I was there, or one of my delivery drivers actually was ringing the doorbell. Um, nothing really peculiar.
Okay, that's probably a good answer on that one.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, so then you
It sounds like
decided.
you have some stories, though.
I have some
But
stories.
anyway,
I'm
yeah.
working on. I'm working on that. It was a long time ago, so I mean, it wasn't quite as long ago, but I'm trying to remember some of it. But it was an interesting thing, and um, so then you came over to. Did you go right to Michigan?
No, I went to New Jersey.
Okay.
I was, and then I ended up in Michigan.
Okay. All right. So, um, yeah, that's crazy. Okay. So okay. So then what about like, I don't know. Like I'm wondering like, so, okay. So what were you doing in the 90s? What was going on? I don't know. I'm just going to ask you every decade. What were you doing then? What, not
Well,
like, what were you into? Like that
April
was,
14th, April 14th, 1991. I can remember it was a rainy day. No, I have no idea. I actually, so when I came over in '83, I was introduced to this amazing nightclub promotion. I was staying at the Sheraton Hotel in Ann Arbor, and I've been going into their lounge for quite a bit, and it was not very busy ever. And then they started this promotion where a guy was flying up from North Carolina and running this singles game called Selectrocution. And within a month, that nightclub was packed. I mean, it was just packed. And it's such a fantastic game. There was a huge electronic message board, and you had golfing pencils and initials. So you would wear initials that they gave you at the front door, and you would be the only male with your initials. So you'd be RD, or if you wanted to be something else, but there'd be no other male with those initials. There might be an RD female, and then you got golfing pencils and message cards. So you see someone you like, you write a message to her and give it to the typist, and it will go up on this huge electronic message board. And you also got a scorecard that you write down the initials of the 5 most attractive members of the opposite sex. And they would feed that into a computer that was a portable computer for the time that was the size of a suitcase, and then give you back a printout that tells you exactly what you've been wanting to know all night long: who found you attractive. It was just brilliant. So when I emigrated, I actually looked up the guy that was doing that, that invented the game, and said, I want to be involved. And he said, well, why don't you run Michigan? So for many years, I was running Selectrocution, well, not just all over Michigan, but I became a bit of a troubleshooter. So I was going running Selectrocution in nightclubs that maybe it wasn't working so well, or if there was some problem or some problem or other, I get that figured out. So that was fun, working in nightclubs all over the US. There was a point there where for 2.5, 3 years, I was working on Long Island. So every week I was flying to Ronkonkoma to work in the Holiday Inn Lounge on a Wednesday night, and then either flying back home or running other clubs in the area. That was good fun.
yeah. And so, okay, so let me get this straight though about the game at the end. So do they get the print off and then there's still time left, or do they get it at the end of
Yes.
the night?
Yeah. Well, it's the end of the night, but it's always half an hour before the actual
Oh,
club closes, so
so
that
then
you
you can
can.
go meet these people then.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's way better than what I've seen on TV, because that was always the part that was weird, like with the speed dating and stuff like that, that they get the results afterwards, and then this way you still like you have the results and you're like, oh, I know that this person feels this way
Right.
about me.
Right.
Oh,
I
that's
tell you,
great.
that taught me really interesting things about people, and particularly about men and women, and how men and women differ. The main component of this was the message board, and people would send suddenly the whole club would burst out laughing, and you'd look up, and somebody had sent a very clever, witty message. And there was one night where there was a guy. I think of him now as Joe Handsome. He was a really good-looking guy. He had his initial badge. He was the only guy with those initials. Girls would send him messages. He didn't reply. He didn't need to reply. He's that good-looking. Then at the end of the night, the most selected male was announced, and it wasn't him. It was another guy who was nowhere near as good looking. I mean, he's still a good looking guy, but he wasn't Joe Handsome like this one guy. Well, Joe Handsome came up to me angry, and he was telling me, it's a fix. It's a fix. He's not the best looking guy here. And I'm like, mate, you don't know women. That guy made people laugh. He sent funny messages, and women love that. And sure, Joe Handsome, without sending a single message, got lots of votes. But the guy that sent the funny messages got more. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, very important to remember that. And so, okay, there's a lot. There's a lot of moving parts here, and so, what's the place you want to take it, or would you be able to take it on a boat over into Europe and be able
Yeah,
to drive it around there?
that's the plan.
Oh, okay.
I would put it on what's called a roll on, roll off, and ship it over to. I've already got a price to ship it from. Oh gosh, I think it was Baltimore to Southampton in England.
Okay.
What I tell people, Rusty, is a few years ago, quite a few years ago now, I did a silly thing. I rode a motorcycle across India, and the reason I say it was a silly thing is because it was amazing. And every day since then, I've been wanting to be riding a motorcycle across India. So the big banana car was always a two-part plan. A, build a huge motorized banana, done that. B, drive it around the world. So that at some point, I'm going to drive it around the world. And I'm not a wealthy person by any means, but I don't think I need to be. I can give banana car rides wherever I go, and people seem to enjoy riding in the banana car. And even though I'm the most rubbish businessman in the world, I don't charge anybody. I just have them pay whatever they want to pay. And there's always people that don't pay me anything. There's always people that will take a banana car ride and don't pay a thing. But then there's always people that pay me pretty good. So it kind of works out. And I can do that
Yeah.
anywhere in the world. I'm going to start something new. I need to find someone that wants to travel with me and knows about videoing and social media and YouTube and TikTok, how to edit videos, uploading videos. Because the banana car has been on the road for 14 years, and I should have been doing that all along, but I just don't have any interest in that. But I need to. And what I want to start doing is something called the Big Banana Car Suggester Quest. And I want people that follow the banana car on Facebook to suggest different quests. And I would like them mostly to be helping people. So we take the big banana car somewhere in the US to start with, and it's some kind of quest to help somebody. And if it's a child with a health issue, that would be fantastic, and we'll take them for a banana car ride. But I want it to be silly requests as well, like maybe I want to try and track down Gwen Stefani and give her a banana car ride and have her sing her song about BANANAS or whatever. So I want to do goofy things, but I want to do things that will help people. The Big Banana Car Suggester Quest.
Okay. Well, if you're looking for someone and need someone, I'll throw my hat in the running for that. Yeah, I mean, so then the other thing was the Savannah Bananas. I saw something on your Facebook page that someone misrepresented kind of something about what was going on, but like that thing's just been wild watching that the last 5 years or whatever. Just kind of watching
Oh,
what that was doing.
I love that. I think what Jesse Cole has done is absolutely amazing. I'm calling my travels in the Big Banana Car. The world needs more whimsy Grand Tour because just driving around in a banana is intrinsically whimsical. But I now think the Savannah Bananas and the firefighters and the party animals and all the other teams that they're putting together now in this what they call Banana Ball.
Right.
I think that is the new gold standard for whimsy. I was
Right.
at the stadium. I was at the Grayson Stadium in Savannah for the Savannah Bananas opening weekend this year. I was there
Whoa.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Got to meet the players and the Savannah Nanas cheerleading squad and the Man Bod cheerleading squad. It was
Whoa.
great.
So what was that whole experience like? I got in the lottery for tickets this last year, and then ended up it was going to be at the one in Philadelphia, and I ended up not doing it, which I kind of kicked myself for because now it's like a 3 hour drive or so over there. But I mean, you're driving around everywhere, and like here I am talking about a 3 hour drive. But so what was I mean, what was that like? I've never talked to someone who's been to a game before, I guess.
Oh, it was brilliant. There was so much happening. Now, I'm not a sports person. I can't
Yeah,
compare it to what it would be like to see a regular baseball game because I've never seen one. I just don't know. I just don't have any interest in how good other people are that I don't know at some sport. I just
right.
don't seem to care. But the Savannah Bananas, as soon as I came across them online, I'm like, I want to see this. I want to get involved in this. I mean, it's just insane, but it's wonderful.
And because I mean, you had the banana car long before the Savannah Bananas were in even an idea,
Yes, I think they started in 2018, maybe.
somewhere around
Uh,
there.
I started building the Big Banana car 10 years before that, and it took 2.5 years to build, and then it's been on the road since 2011. So it's been on the road now for 14 years.
Had you been down to somewhere in Georgia before?
Yes, I'd actually been to Savannah before, but there weren't the Savannah Banana. That was before the Savannah Bananas.
I mean, do you think that Jesse could have seen it? If I'm not sure if he's from there or not, and then like had this idea that like it's probably a pretty big event when the big banana car comes through town. I
So
mean,
Jesse Cole contacted me a few years ago, 2 years ago maybe, and what he was talking about doing was getting the banana car down to Savannah, smuggling it in under cover of darkness, although it's hard to hide that car even at night,
sure.
and then have it out of sight with all the team on it. And then when the game starts, the car would drive out onto the baseball field, the baseball pitch with all the team. The problem
Huh.
is it's a heavy car to begin with. Then with all the team on it, that could have done some damage to their grass. So that never happened.
Whoa. So okay. Um, so yeah, this is just it's more than I thought. So
Me too. The whole thing has been more than I thought. It's been crazier than I ever imagined it would be.
and so now now you're back, you said near Ann Arbor, or was that
Right. I live in Manitou Beach, Michigan, which is 45 minutes southwest of Ann Arbor.
okay? All right. So that's somewhere like down over there somewhere, maybe something. I don't know.
I'm 4 miles due south of Michigan International Speedway, if you know where that is.
Oh, so you get
That's
a have you taken the big banana car on the speedway?
No, I haven't. I've been there for an event, but it wasn't a speedway event.
Yeah. What's the craziest road that you've driven it on, or
The
the like,
craziest road.
or
I
road
there
or
was
track?
I can't. There was one road in Oklahoma. A lot of people when they climb into the banana car, they describe it as like a roller coaster. And there was one road in Oklahoma that was the most undulating road I've ever been on. And that was really like a roller coaster. Um, One of the most fun places I've driven a banana car is Burning Man. If you're familiar with Burning
Whoa,
Man,
sure.
it's
Uh,
it's just desert. It's
uh,
5 miles across. It's flat. You can only drive 5 miles an hour, and there's all these art installations, and it was amazing.
when did you go to Burning Man, and what do you do at Burning Man? What is the Steve Burning Man experience?
Well, so I was really nervous about Burning Man because I'm probably the most anti-drug person you've ever met, and I'd heard stories about Burning Man, but
Sure.
it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. There's all types at Burning Man, and the whole experience was just magnificent. One of the nicest things is people would ask, how many times have you been? And I'd say, this is my first time. And so they would say, well, welcome home. And that was really nice. Um, the,
Yeah.
I think the craziest experience at Burning Man was the first night that I was there. So I was in art car camp. There are lots of different camps uh, of Burning Man attendees. And the very first one was art car camp. So it's the oldest camp. And I have a lot of art car friends because the banana car is an art car. And they got me to Burning Man. I was at art car camp and it was dusk, it's getting a little bit towards the dark side of dusk. And I'm standing chatting to my two of my campmates. And I'm right, my back is to the road. And I put it in quotes because it's just desert. They just sort of make these what look like roads. And I could tell there was something behind me, and my friends were looking past me to the road. And I turned around, and there was this massive, beautiful blue 2-story cathedral driving by. It was a cathedral, an
Whoa.
enormous cathedral, and it was driving by, and it had a balcony. And there was a guy standing in the balcony, and he was just looking down at us as it drove past. And it was incredible. And I'm like, I need to find that again. And it turned out it was one of the sound camps. So they would park out way out on the playa, like 4 miles out. And you'd cycle out there and they would play EDM, electronic dance music. Um,
Whoa.
I could never find it. And it's flat. So I'm looking, where is this thing? Why can't I see it? It was bright blue. And so for 2 nights, I tried to find it and couldn't find it. Then one night, I see it. I'm like, it's way out there, this bright blue thing. I see it. So I start heading in the banana car in that direction. You can only go 5 miles an hour, and there's cyclists everywhere, and it's dark. And I look up, and it's gone. Like, how can it go? There's nowhere for it to go. But I keep heading in that direction, and then it's there again. And I realized what it was doing was changing color. It was changing. It was covered in LEDs, and they would all change from this bright blue to bright yellow to bright orange, and then a mixture of these psychedelic, all the colors of the rainbow. And it was a cathedral
In the middle of the
in the
desert in
middle of Black Rock
Nevada.
Desert. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And so, how long ago was that?
that was 2018.
2018. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. And so, uh, where's where's kind of been your spot that you were thinking was like, there's no way I ever want to go to this place. Like that, I just always heard just horrible things about it, but then you went there and you're thinking this place is amazing. I love it.
Um, Gosh, I don't think there's ever been. I love traveling so much. There's never been anywhere that I wouldn't want to go to. Um, Places that one of the most fun nights I had was many years ago. I was in uh, New York City just this last weekend, in Brooklyn. And before that, quite a few years before that, I drove the banana car on Route 1, which goes through Brooklyn, if my memory serves. But either way, I was driving through Brooklyn, and it was a beautiful summer night. And there were these tall buildings with balconies. and they were full of people on the balconies, and everyone was hollering down to the banana car, and it was just all the way down the street. That was just magnificent.
And did you stop, or do you like
No,
randomly stop, or do
I
you?
didn't. I didn't stop there. I mean, I do randomly stop, but that time I didn't. I wanted to go. This was actually the first year the banana car was on the road, maybe, or the second year. A friend of mine lived in Rhode Island at the time, and I wanted to go see him. So I carried on. I was taking Route One all the way. I drive on freeways, but I prefer to take the other roads, the main roads, only because you get to see more of America that way. And so I stayed on Route One all the way, and then I met with him in Rhode Island. And on my way back, I was coming down Route One, and there was a building that had pictures of bananas outside, and they had a big plate glass front window. And so I didn't know what it was. I just pulled in, and they're all sitting there around a big table, and they all look out and they see me pull in the banana, and I just go running in, and just to be goofy, which I like to be occasionally, I just ran in and said, "Okay, I'm ready." And it turns out it was the company Bananagrams. And I don't know if you know Bananagrams, Rusty, but it's
A
a,
game?
a, a word game, yeah, and it comes in a banana shaped pouch. So
Right.
I got to know them. I got to know the owner was in town. She at the time lived in England, but she was back for this big event they were doing in Rhode Island, and I got to meet her, and I ended up spending a whole week there and helping promote Bananagrams. So that was a fun thing.
So okay, so then what other kinds of banana? I mean, is it like what Chiquita bananas? They
I had no idea how many banana related things
it's
there are.
crazy.
I've done work for Chiquita. They had the big banana car
Okay.
attend the Chiquita Classic Golf Tournament. I've done work for Del Monte. I've driven all around South Beach and Miami with their Del Monte logo on the side. What I want to try and do is convince either Chiquita, Dole, or Del Monte, one of them, to be the ones that ship the banana car overseas when I eventually go to Europe. And in return, I would do some promotional gigs for them. There's Planet Smoothie. I just got a email out the blue one time. There's Orlando has so many Planet Smoothies. They have their own advertising co-op, and every now and again they'll have me come down and spend some time driving around Orlando with their logo on the side. There's banana. If ever you're in a Whole Foods, there's a delicious banana, dehydrated banana snack by a company called Banana. They're based in Santa Monica, and they have me driving all over Los Angeles with their logo on the side. I didn't, I didn't imagine any of this when I was building the banana car. I had no idea that I'd be getting phone calls and emails out the blue from people that wanted to use my banana car for different things. I have turned I have turned people down. I turned Netflix down. Uh, so Netflix has a TV show, Sex Education, and there's a bit in it where they teach high school kids how to use condoms by putting them on bananas. And so Netflix wanted to make an enormous condom and have my car drive into it. But I'm like, no, I don't want, when people see my car in real life for the first time, I don't want that to be the image that then pops into their head.
Right.
So I told them, thanks, but no, no.
That's probably a good idea. And so
I want
then
to keep
go
I
ahead.
want to keep the big banana car family friendly.
Right. I think that's probably fair. Yeah, and then yeah, you don't want to be the condom on the banana guy
I
yet.
don't want to be that. You're
Maybe
right.
one day down the road, but not
No,
today. Not
no,
today.
it won't be one day down the road either. Well, at least not as long as I own the big banana car.
Right. So, what is there a legacy program for the big banana car when you um, uh, step out
Shuffle
of
off,
the?
shuffle off my mortal coil. Um,
Yes.
no, no,
No.
I actually will have it buried with me. No, no. Um,
Okay.
I want to get the big banana car to the point where, and I'm excited about this big banana car suggester quest because that could turn into something big. And if that happens, then when I do hand the banana car keys to somebody else, I want that to continue. I can't imagine I would ever sell the big banana car.
Yeah,
But if I did, it would have to be for ridiculous money. I mean, just ridiculous money. Um,
absolutely.
but I can't imagine I would sell it. But I would like its mission to become helping people, and I certainly like that to continue when I stop driving it. I'm gonna build other cars, so I'm not going to be able to drive the banana car all the time.
So, so then, I mean, would you be open to different people reaching out to you for different days of the week, and like you slap a magnet on their car or on the big banana car for the day, and like today's drive sponsored by, you know,
I've kind of done a little bit of that. The car is
yeah,
fiberglass, so it can't. In fact,
okay, so not magnet.
the reason I was in New York was because the big banana car is in the Guinness World Records book as the world's longest custom banana car. It's actually been in the Guinness book for probably 10 years now, but they only ever had a paragraph of text, a headline and a paragraph of text, no photographs. And so they decided for their 70th anniversary, they want to make a big deal of the banana car. And it's
Wow.
all throughout the book. I mean, there's all sorts of pictures throughout and the book. It's next year's, it's the 2026 edition, but it came out about a week ago.
Whoa.
When I met with them, they had two magnetic signs made up with Guinness World Records 70th anniversary for the side of the banana car. But of course, uh, it's not metal. So we had to duct tape them on the side
So
of the car.
look like a red green creation then with the duct tape. So so
No, it looked nice. I had some black
okay,
duct tape.
that's good. That's good. So okay, so you said that you wanted the big banana car to be helping people, and I think we should wrap it up here on this part. So uh, you want it to be helping people, and how do you want the big banana car to help people the most? What's the way, if you could help someone
Uh,
with the big banana car, what would that be?
I, One of the most common things I'll do is I'll spend a day giving banana car rides like I do, but all the money will go to whatever the issue is. I did a big post between Christmas and New Year's at the end of 2019. I did a Facebook post about how I get so many things given to me for free for no reason other than I own a banana car and I want to start paying back. So I want to find children that have a health issue and need money so their parents can get to and from the hospital or whatever it is, and then spend a day giving banana car rides and have all the money go to them. And so that's what I started doing in 2020.
Yeah,
However,
the nonprofit 501c3, one
some of
of
them
those.
were, yeah, that sort of thing.
No, for you, is the Big Banana Car a nonprofit
Oh,
or a
no, it isn't.
501?
No,
It absolutely should be if
it should.
you want to.
Yeah, I would love to start a non-profit foundation, but I
Yep.
didn't even. I had like the mum there, and I didn't. The money didn't even pass through my hands. It just went directly to her, and they had some kind of GoFundMe thing going on, you know.
Well, yeah.
Um, but of course, it was 2020. I did 4 of those, and then everything for all of us came to a screeching halt because of the COVID.
What
And the
did you
COVID,
do?
oh man, that wiped me out. I mean, that was brutal. I couldn't give any banana car rides for almost 2 years. I couldn't. I had to sell tools, and if you've ever had to sell tools, it's one of the hardest things to do. But I didn't have a choice, so I'm kind of getting back around now, getting back on
Yeah.
my feet. Um,
Whoa.
and
And
so I want to. So I'm not a wealthy guy. I'm not. I can't. I, I'm just a guy that owns a banana car, Rusty, and
right.
but it's so fantastic because people help me. They help me. If I break down, people just stop and help. Oh, it seems like it looks like it's such and such needs to be. Who have we got that can help? And you know they'll make calls, and a buddy will come out, and it happens all the time. It's absolutely wonderful, which is why I want the banana car to be known as a force for good, as a thank you to everybody that's done fantastic things for me and the banana car.
Yeah, and so I saw a thing with pictures of cars in the 70s and 80s and then cars today. And so many cars today look very, very much uniform all throughout, and there's not a lot of difference. And then here you are in the banana car doing what you do. So, I like that a lot. And so, yeah, Steve, how are people going to find the big banana car? You can be like me and be driving down the street and say, "Did you just see that?" And then be like, "What? The big banana car that was just driving by. Like, what else am I talking about right here? Did you not see the big banana car drive by?" So, how do people find you, connect with you?
If you, I'm lucky that if you Google banana car, you'll find my website. It's because it's not a lot of competition really for the keywords banana car. It's pretty
Sure.
much just me. So the website is bigbananacar.com. My Facebook page is Big Banana Car. Instagram is Big Banana Car. YouTube is Big Banana Car TV, although I haven't done a whole lot there yet, but I plan on doing that with the Big Banana Car Suggester Quest. So follow me. But
Yeah.
Facebook is the best place to follow the banana car.
Excellent. You got it. Well, hey, Steve, thank you so much for being on. That was fun.
My
So,
pleasure, Rusty. Thank you for your
yeah,
interest.
yeah, you bet. And have a great rest of your day, and you can head on out. And are
Thank
you
you.
going for a ride today?
Oh, I will be. It's a
Oh,
beautiful day in Michigan.
excellent. Well, yeah, enjoy that and take care.
Thank you.
You bet. All right. That's Steve, uh, the banana car guy, the big banana car guy, not just the banana car guy, but the big banana car guy. So thank you, everybody, for being here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. Check me out, rustydiamond.net, hypnosisisgreat.com, worldclasscustoms.com, popuphealing.net. And check out my books, Hypnosis is Great or Erotic Hypnosis is Great, whatever one you want. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. And that is the show. Man, boom! It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.